Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Youth VoteCast. And today I have by my side Ilyes, one
Hello.
of our French interns here at the Youth Center of the National Youth Foundation. And in this episode, we're going to talk about staying informed during the election time. Hello, Ilyes. Thank you for accepting the invitation to be a part of this episode of the VoteCast. And tell us some words about yourself.
Hello, Alex. Hello, guys. Thank you really much for the invitation. It's an honor to be there. My name is Ilyes. I'm a French student. I'm 24, and I'm studying international relations and politics in Sciences Po.
Nice. So we're also having someone who is actually interested about this topic, about elections and politics, and you actually study these things. So I guess we can start with some questions about how to stay informed during this difficult, let's say, times. We have a lot of elections nowadays here in Romania, but also in France.
Yeah.
And let's see what's the perspective of this, like staying informed when you're abroad, but actually voting for your own candidates in your own country. So my first question would be, how do you stay informed about electoral processes and political developments in your home country, so in France, but while living abroad? Have you faced any challenges about getting information while being away from home?
For my side, it's not really a challenge to stay informed, but you have to be proactive. You have to do it on your own. You don't receive an email or some campaign sheets. You have to search for information, and for my part, mostly on social media. You can easily access the political program or the range of candidates you can vote for.
Mm-hmm.
But for some people, it could be a challenge. You have to do your job if you want to stay informed. You can easily get lost or overwhelmed by the flow during the election time. It can be tough, but for my part, I'm used to.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to do it by your own.
Mm-hmm. So you said that it's pretty accessible, to find information on social media, whether you're there in France or here in Romania. So it's really easy for you to get the information that you need to in order to.
And nowadays with the all the social media thing, the digital era, politics are also campaigning on social media. They post a lot. You can read a lot.
But have you noticed a difference, for example, here in Romania? I think because of the geographical locations that we are here, we get ads from political parties here in Romania, or ads in general and information about the elections and the political scene here in Romania. But do you also get ads on social media from the political parties in France, for example?
No, I don't think so. I noticed that especially in public places here in Bucharest, I see a lot of political advertisement, which I don't see that much in France. But I guess it's also because it's the capital and we're living in the really central place. So it's where people put their...
where all the decisions are taken. Have you face some challenges in accessing reliable information about elections and political issues from your current location?
It's quite mixed. You can have a lot of fake informations, a lot of propaganda also, but you have to sort it out. It's your job to check, to verify, and at the end of the day, you can't be immune to this propaganda or these false informations, but you have to, check it, verify. I'm repeating myself.
And how do you do it? What's your filter when you search for information?
Mainly through official medias, not state medias, but recognized one. In France, we have some thing called Le Monde, Le Point, which could be used as a reliable source of information.
They're publications, right?
They're
articles online.
They're medias. You have to always double check.
Yeah,
It's the main rule, I think.
And do you have like some platforms that you use, like, I don't know, some platforms made by the government or by the state, which centralizes all the candidates in order to find information about them, or like during the elections when they're doing their campaign, each political party like posts on their own website, or is there like a single one which has all the candidates and stuff like that?
You can find official record for who is presenting or campaigning, I would say. But if you want to read the program, you have to go on their party website, and there you can find it. But you can't find a centralized one with every program.
Because here in Romania, we don't really have like this such kind of platform, and I've seen that there's actually an interest in this, so you don't have to, because we are facing this like avalanche, let's say, or like fake info and stuff like that. We think that maybe we should have like a centralized, just like a safe place online where you can go and search for this information, and like where you have all the information. So
I see.
you talked about the thing that you see like a lot of advertising here in Bucharest, like about with the big pictures on the on the blogs with like the face of the candidates or the political parties and stuff. So I think that's one of the differences that you see that you saw here in Romania, different from France. But like, how is this like during the campaigns? How do they do it in France? What are the differences between
The main thing I see is the size of the political sheets. Like in France, you can only have like it's standardized A4, A3, but not huge pictures of candidate in public spots. They're putting it on some board, I would say, and so you can work and see which party is presenting which candidate. But I think it's quite the same. Like in France, they have also political meeting where you can assist and listen them saying their will, their program, and their objectives. You can attend, but it's not like huge public gathering. It's like a bit more private, I would say.
Have you ever attended such an event?
Yeah, I had, yes.
And do you think like it actually helps the people, and especially young people, maybe break this barrier between themselves and the politicians, and like get to know more about their programs and what they intend to do in their mandate?
To be frank, I don't know, because the people who attend actually this gathering or meetings are already a bit convinced. Like a newcomer wouldn't especially go there. It's you have to be quite politically educated to go there, and even to understand the meanings of the speech. There is, at least in France, quite a difference between people who are into politics, who are participating a lot, voting a lot for every elections, and some people who are completely out of the system. Like, they're just passive, I would say. And those people don't really go to those kind of meetings.
Do you think that these events that the politicians organize, for example, like gatherings and stuff like that, where they talk about what they want to do you think they should be like more maybe informal, and maybe to encourage, and us as citizens to encourage politicians to actually do their job of informing themselves, so we don't get the information from like other parties or like other media outlets and stuff like that about them? Do you think it would be more helpful for us, and especially for young people, to get the information directly from them, or how do you see this?
I think it will be quite good, but the main problem is that they are quite famous person. Like, if they go out on the street, they will be recognized, and a lot of people will gather around them. So they always have to do like formal meetings. Some are a bit more populist and will try to gather some people on the street, or at least provoke some public manifestations. It also depends which type of image they wanna reflect. I think could be good. It could be good for everyone to have more access to them. Like they also seems often far from us, and which is linked to the democracy crisis. Like, are you really represented by the people who are supposed to represent you?
Exactly, like you feel far from the people that you voted for, and then you see like, okay, I voted for them, but I don't see this connection between me and the one that should represent me. And it seems like for everyone, they're taking decisions maybe in the name of the citizens and in the name of the ones who voted for them, but you don't really feel this connection with the decisions that they're taking in your name, basically.
And it's also my personal opinion that one of the main issue in France is that it's a small country, but it's way too centralized in Paris. Like, I come from, I would say, countryside, but you really rarely see politics in my hometown. And if you're not from Paris, you don't see them at all.
So they're concentrating more on the places where a lot of people are living.
But especially Paris could be an issue. If you're Parisian, you see them, but do they really move to the countryside to see their electors?
What improvements do you think could be made to better inform expatriates, so people who are living abroad currently, away from France, about elections and political processes from abroad?
In France, during election time, we receive like an envelope with the program. It's not, as you said before, a centralized website, but you receive the program by letter and paper, and you can read them, and it's inform you on who is doing what. But I don't think you can receive them elsewhere. Like maybe because I didn't register well or I made a procuration, but for example in Romania I didn't receive one, and so I had to inform myself through internet. This could be a point to improve, I think. Like ensure the same treatment for every French person in France or not.
Abroad. What is that letter?
It's like a big envelope with the sheets of the parties, and I don't know if there are 8 or 9 parties who are campaigning for election. You get 8 sheets with the candidates, the program, but it's made by them. Like I'm not sure it's controlled by government or the state, at least.
But I guess it is, as you said, maybe because like all the citizens receive one by post.
But the content is not.
I mean, probably it's done by the political parties, but that's a nice thing to have, like for every citizens. Because here in Romania, for example, we don't really have this thing. I mean, we have them online, but published online, I think they're only like the list of the candidates, and after that you just have to inform yourself about each political party. But it's interesting that like all the citizens receive like at least a bit of information about who's doing what and who's campaigning.
The funny thing is that it's not funny, but it's quite interesting. It's like only if you're above 18 you can vote. So if you live, for example, with your family in the household, you can receive like 5 or 6 envelopes, depends of how many people you have in your house. So you can easily get like drenched in political shit.
Thank you so much, Ilyes, for answering my questions, and stay tuned everyone for our next episode. See you soon.